Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich. Today, we're going to be playing as the Italian Republic up here in little old Italy. So, we do start off as an Austrian puppet state. Where does it say that? It says that somewhere, right here. So we start off as an autonomous puppet of Austria. That probably doesn't last very long. I mean, every single campaign I played since the China update has some sort of event being like, hey, Austria is no longer going to intervene in Italian politics. So hopefully that remains the case. We'll hire in some generals. Anybody like really good? We need an extra trait. What would I want? Not too sure yet because we don't have the points to do so. So we'll put you on the front lines with the SRI. Definitely are going to be our biggest adversaries, I would say, throughout the campaign. So no national focus set. Well, it funds the RII, the military policy, or some air naval policy. Well, when does the election begin? It doesn't actually say. Okay, well, 1937 elections have occurred, so they happen next year. Restoration of Federation, the ANI in power. Who do we actually want? I know the ANI has a... Attack the Austrians? No, wait, I think we want to be allies with the Austrians. So I know the ANI has a civil war event. We're probably going either for the Republic Survives or Restoration of the Federation. I don't know what that actually does. Fight republicanism towards United Italy. Church ties. Well, either way, we do want to end up being friends with the Austrians. So let's see, we either go for the Republic Survives or we do Restoration of the Federation. We'll probably go for Restoration of the Federation just because I don't think I've ever seen the AI do that. You know, doing some unique things is always fun. Probably going to fund the RIR first. Battle planks, superior firepower, mobile warfare. Infantry weapons would be nice. We can get that done pretty fast though. And we don't even want to start researching infantry weapons first, right? Like if we go back here, yeah, we want to at least wait until we have improved infantry weapons here done. Still got a while until we need to worry about this modernizing our guns focus. We'll fund the RIR first. We are currently at 308. I'm going to build a single naval dockyard. Well, two naval dockyards actually, just because I think we need at least some way to produce more convoys, which we don't really have at the moment. We are missing out on tungsten. So I'm guessing we're needing it for the artillery divisions. We only have 3 military factories, which is basically just hot garbage. What are our divisions actually look like? We have no manpower, which is great. So you are pure infantry. Infantry will support artillery in you. Mountaineering, militias. I mean, we'll keep these guys around. I think for right now it's fine. We'll probably switch these out a little bit later, but not at the moment. The history of the Republic of Italy, defeat and civil war. After the French defeat and the fall of Rome in 1919, an exhaustive Italy was left at the mercy of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Seemingly destined to be forcibly reorganized into a federation of pre-unification states, mere hours after the humiliating announcement of capitulation, enraged nationalists proclaimed a new Republic of Italy in Milan, which maintained that all treaties signed with the House of Savoy were to be considered null and void. All over Italy, Republicans and nationalists rose up against Central Powers. Austria's plan for reorganizing Italy were quickly torn to pieces. After pushing the Austrians out of the central and north Italy, it became apparent that the rivalries between different factions of the Republic were too great to reconcile. And I've started as small acts of sabotage became a full-fledged conflict between the red and white forces, grinding the offensives against Austria to a halt. As the civil war dragged on, the Austrians and the garrison came to fight alongside the Republicans, finding a common enemy of the Socialists and their French supporters. After victory of Po against the Socialists, the white and Austrian forces found themselves forced to swallow the bitter pill of prolonged cooperation. The Republic was obliged to legally remain part of the Italian Federation under Austrian protection. They also granted significant autonomy to Veneto and much influence to the government in the to the Austrians and the Council of the Italian Federation. In exchange, however, Prime Minister of the Republic was granted the title of interim head of the Italian Federation. This carefully balanced arrangement fell apart in 1927, however, when the British Empire collapsed and the Union of Britain joined the Third Internationale. Socialists were embroiled and there was talk of war, but the Austrians withdrew the garrison from southern Italy to deal with the internal issues. This drew the peninsula into chaos and gave the Sicilians and Savoyards long dissatisfaction with the pro-Milan balance of the Council of the Italian Federation chance to walk out. The council now clearly served no purpose. and a 10-year term allowed to expire. While the halls of civil power in Milan also with activity and ambition, the council chamber now stands empty. There's a lot of beginning dialogue here. Though at considerable cost to national pride, the Austrian connection slowly improved the economic standing of the Republic, which drew strength from the German Middle Europa and Austrian investment. As Italy recovered from the Civil War's destruction, however, many of the Republic began to rue the government's deal with the Habsburgs. Popular support for Italo Balbo's anti-Austrian association Nazionale Italiana, the Italian National Association, grew in Lombardy and Friuli. Bonomi's central-left coalition ruled in the country since 1927, but their popularity is mainly due to the economic stability and should that end the other parties such as the staunch Republican Party, Italian Liberals, or the Conservative Party might gain the support to form a government. The matters get completely out of hand and the Federation aligned forces restored the order from north by force. Even the old Council of Italian Federation might take power. One thing all parties have in common is a desire of free, united Italy. However, many are not sure a second Italian reunification is coming. So what do we have to do? Should manage to get completely out of hand and Federation aligned forces restore power. So maybe we want to get things to be completely shit, so that we can actually begin the restoration of Federation. Interesting. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Still no manpower, which is a bit of an issue. I mean, is it growing right now? We're at 1.5%. Total manpower is only 144,000. Not great. We are on popular volunteer only. We could go up to limited when we get 100 political power. We're not growing extremely fast because we are still pretty unstable. Stable little Italy. So we want. Is it the authoritarian democratic? Yeah. You come into power. Let us get our bonus here. So we can unite Italy. Italian Republic is fully independent, own a bunch of territory. Or we could just attack the SRI. But I feel like without an Austrian support, that is more or less just suicide. What we need to begin is some sort of like preemptive naval invasion. Like just naval invasion from like Pola. No, they don't have troops in Kana. I'm really not too sure. I mean, once we're allied with the Austrians again, because they're probably going to leave soon. Then we go from like Pola, and then we like namely invade into Ravenna. We'll have this ready to go. We not have the ability to do naval invasions. We not have that research. We do not. Okay, so that's at least good to know. Probably don't need it right away, but sooner rather than later, we probably would like to get that done. Okay, so we got 4 more days, so we fund the RI, gives us a bonus to research. We go for military combat. Like 2,000 rifles is pretty good. More bonuses to research. Another bonus of research. I mean, 4% of monthly population is also not bad. 2 civilian factories here. Another bonus to infantry weapons. 2 military factories and the extra research slot. We definitely need to go military contracts first. The 1, go for military contracts. Then we're going to go for the extra research slot. And then again, the 2 military factories for free. I think those are by far the best options we have at the moment. How many troops do you have? You have 19 and 32 divisions. We have 12, and of course the Internationale is pretty powerful. What I imagined, we're probably going to get involved like on day 1 of the Second Weltkrieg, assuming that Austria... Yes, the Austrians have withdrawn. Black money has hit the Austrian Empire hard. The markets have plunged so low that many Austrian stockholders of Austro-Italian companies have panicked and sold countless bonds to native Italians, weakening the Austrian stranglehold over our economy. Not only have we rid ourselves of foreign economic influence, the Austro-Hungarian Reichskrieg minister has called the division station in our division, unable to afford... Okay, I mean, that sounds pretty good. I mean, stability goes down. War right now would be a terrible prospect. Well, that's fine. I'm not too worried about naval or military conflict quite yet. At some point soon, sure. Extra trade to Overlord. But you're no longer a Okay, when that Black Mondays hit us, another 50% stability goes down. More support. Because they're factory goods. Everything's basically going pretty poorly. Which is not great. But that, I mean, that's causing some problems that could maybe lead to the restoration of the Federation. Yeah, the centralized monarchist rule. The Italian Federation. Could we fight Republicans? Can't unite Italy. When can we do this? We can do this in 1938. I mean, doing so early would basically be suicide. We can only do this after Italy's been united. Okay. Ivoni Bonomi is closed for a general election. With Black Monday hitting the Republic of Italy, Prime Minister has decided to call an early election. Okay. So does that change to now being like... I guess it's still technically a 1937 election, even if it happens a little bit earlier. But we clearly need the guiding hand of an Italian monarch to lead us into the future. And also Austria to be my friend. Please be my friend. I'm not too sure how I... Oh no, okay. Faction leader. One with fun must be true. At peace is enemy. Any enemy will also worth us. We got military contracts. We're going to immediately get an extra research slots. Protest against farm auctions. The current economic crisis, we want to support... Well, who's in charge right now? Right now the social liberals are in charge. Allow the auctions to continue. Sure. I mean, it seems like if it's dropping stability, I feel like that is more likely to get us to restore the Federation. But a month until we have an extra research slot. Defense contract is also quite nice. What do we want after that, though? Maybe we rush to 2 more civilian factories. It makes motorized cheaper forever. Which is pretty good. We've been reunited. Black Monday is over. I'm not too sure we actually get rid of Black Monday here. Unless it's through this event. Yeah, okay. It does do some stuff. I'm guessing more than one probably changes it. Anyway, it's fine. Get our research institutes. I mean, getting 2 more military factories is almost essentially doubling our military output, which is pretty good. Get extra research. Go for, again, extra research. Because right now, what are we researching at? We have an 8% bonus. Not terrible. I mean, it's pretty bad. But it's not negative, which is, I guess, is a positive. Also, I can notice that there's no Italian troops in this province. Ravenna. I mean, I just so attack... Like, Italy sucks when it comes to fighting. Like, this river is my least favorite river, I think, in the entirety of Hearts of Iron 4. Because it's this river followed by a mountain range. Like, it's just... It's hell. We've got to... We have to basically plan our entire strategy around doing some sort of naval invasion. And I think the naval invasion is... Well, when the whole Weltkrieg's begun, we're going to get military access. I'm probably through Lake Sardinia or something and launch a naval invasion into Livorno, putting most of our support into there, with Austria being the ones that are actually holding this line. That is my goal. Okay, Bible speech. National populism is getting a little bit more popular. Ah, toward political power. That's quite nice. So we're at about 100. More stability, social democracy, and liberalism has gone up. Oh, I guess we can't join the Austrian faction because Austria doesn't have a faction yet. That makes actually a lot of sense. It's gonna take a while. They did just elect the conservatives, I believe. I think these symbols have changed. Anyway, pretty sure they've elected the conservatives. Once they do what we need, then we'll be able to join their faction. Which we definitely are going to need their support. An extra research slot. I'm going to research transfer ships now, just so I do not forget in the future to do so. They did just elect Mosley the chairman. So France and Britain have gone total list. We'll see if the SRI joins them in their Totalist League. 100 political power. We needed that to... I think I just need to go... No, early mobilization. Manpower would be nice to have, but it's not necessary. At this exact moment. Getting better military output, I think, is just better. Get this stuff researching. Do I need to import... I mean, how many factories am I actually using right now for construction? I'm using 3. Austria basically has nothing. Portugal, Burma. I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter right now. We just gotta worry about in the future our supply lines maybe getting cut off. But typically, Austria is pretty good at defending the Adriatic. And as we saw with the Union of Britain campaign, they mined the hell out of the entire area. So if you can actually get something like that done again, that'd be excellent. I don't know if I'll really be able to do it right now as Italy, because Italy is a bit small. Like, we do have mine-laying ships. Can you guys mine lay? You must be at war. Okay, so we cannot do mine laying quite yet. But I think just laying mines in the Adriatic is probably our best defensive strategy right now. It should just give us complete control over the sea. Austria supports the Liberal Democrats. Is that us? Are we the Liberal Democrats? Yeah, okay. National populism gets more popular, so does social liberalism. But hopefully, again, we can just, you know, get a nice little king, get a nice little queen, something like that. And hopefully a really cool flag, because that's what I'm in it for. If I can get, like, a sweet-ass flag, that'd be pretty good. If we can get, like, a sweet-ass flag for the thumbnail, it'd make the whole thing worth it. KMT's at war. People don't really care what's happening in China. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't really affect what we're doing in North Italy. But what is happening? So it looks like Nanjing Clique is going to fall apart. You've done a solo trip to Delhi. Good for you. Another 20 political power. Our next focus will definitely be getting this up to limited conscription. Because being at 0 manpower really sucks. Like, we're not even able to train more troops right now. I mean, that's good in the sense that we're able to kind of stockpile equipment. The Imperialist Coup. Don Clique is joining the Qing Sphere. I've never seen a faction start this early, actually. But good for them. I mean, that's probably going to give the Qing a lot of power. They do... Qing can join the Reichspakt, so theoretically, they could get involved with the war. But by how much is the question. Today, a historical epic film, Legino, that was released across the Republic. Story of the Holy Roman Empire, Barbarossa. Yeah, okay. Political power plus 20. We got our 2 military factories. What would be better? Grand Battle Plan, Superior Firepower. I typically like Superior Firepower the most. But another bonus to industry would also be quite nice. You probably use it for one of these other things. Well, it's still June, so we still got time. Let's go for a radio. Probably just more rifles, I would imagine. What are our other stats? How many planes do we have? We have 25 planes. I mean, the SRI only has like 40, so I mean, it's not that bad in comparison. Like, it could be a lot worse. Do we have 30 days for industrial improvements to be done? Will that be in time? Once concentrated industry is done, our focus should be ready to go. Transport ships, you'll be done soon. We'll probably go into the support weapons. I think that makes a decent amount of sense. -1 on rubber, but that's fine. It's okay. We need rubber for the planes. Maybe I should just like not worry about an air. You know what? Yeah, we're not even gonna worry about an air force because I cannot afford the materials necessary to prop up an air force. I don't really have oil. I definitely don't have rubber. Like, what do I have actually? I have a little bit of I have a little bit of aluminum and a little bit of steel. Not too bad. Some good things. Be done soon. Switch you to infantry equipment. And are you guys training or are you leaving? No, you're training on our border. This would be, of course, the perfect time to attack while they're all training because they have no organization when they're doing so. What else do we want? Like light tanks or like tanks of any variety would be pretty good. Getting artillery upgrade would be nice. I mean, if we're going to get a battle plan, we want to start it before we pick any of these policies because we don't want to use our 100% bonus to research the cheapest. The first land doctrine is just always cheaper. We don't want to be using it for that. Got 10 more days for concentrated industry. We're going to save up a few days of research, but that's fine. Well, the election still hasn't started, so really we're only focusing on this. Air doctrine, air bases. Making planes cheaper would be nice, but it's for me right now, it's just I don't have the supplies to do so. Coastal forts would not be a bad idea. Trade convoys being cheaper would also be actually pretty nice. And you were just cheaper for models of ships. So getting this and then Merchant Marine, that's probably worthwhile. Same with getting the aviation industry. Like, these two, I think, are 100% good. You know, pilot's also, like, always a pretty nice one you can research. Let's get another 100% bonus of research for industry. I think that all seems pretty good. But for now, I think it's going to be a good time to end this episode. So thanks to everybody for watching. My name is Anthem. If you've enjoyed, remember to thumbs up. If you not enjoyed, click thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, and goodbye.